Yo, what's going on, you guys? Today we have 9.1, and of course I am late to posting this, but I mean, honestly, it's just because other content creators posted it out earlier than me, but hey, whatever. We finally get it in, and this is going to be the completion. So, I just recorded the last fight of every completion path, and then also the boss for that quest that I did. So, this is 9.2.1, and this is a cosmic path. There is some auto block, and basically I use Vox. Vox was my MVP for this. I mean, you can use any champion that basically goes unblockable or has undermine, and Vox just keeps that undermine active pretty good, so that's why I used Vox. And he also was really, I ranked up Vox a lot because Vox is definitely one of my favorite champions as of now. So I love using Vox, but you can use whoever you want. You can also use Adam Warlock, you know, use who you gotta use. I just decided to use Vox, and this is the last Red Skull fight. Now, I didn't really edit down these fights just so you guys can get the full experience. So, I'll be sitting here for a minute recording this little voiceover, but that's alright. Gotta give a guide, and I think if I was a viewer, I would definitely want to see this information. Now, there are other guys out there, but hey, I gotta post what I gotta post. Now I could simplify it in the next video, but just wanted to showcase this so you guys can get the actual footage. But I'll throw a special 3, and he dies because there is some extra burst damage from a certain node. I don't exactly remember, but there is some extra burst damage from a knockdown node, I'm pretty sure. Trying to remember because I've already done a lot of paths. But yeah, it was pretty much, as you can see, the champions I used. It was just some armor breaks, like unblockable champions. So Adam Warlock, Serpent, Thanos, Vox, and then for the boss, I took Rintra. It's kind of hard to explain every node on all these fights, but this Rintra basically is just normal Rintra. That's what I took from it. So I'm gonna go in here with Titania and She-Hulk. And I mean, obviously you don't want buffs on yourself against Rintra, but it's also fine. It's also fine if you do have buffs. Just make sure you knock down Rintra so he doesn't gain his unstoppables from his like little mystical charges or whatever. So he is stun immune, and he will get this. I think it's fight or flight, but it's basically normal Rintra boss. There is unstoppable while he's throwing a heavy attack too. So I just kind of was picking up on these things as the fight went on, and I skimmed over it before the fight. But Death of She-Hulk can definitely work. Just gotta get around the nodes, and it's pretty simple. If you have a Deathless She-Hulk or someone like that, fight or flight, pretty simple. The main thing is just those little mystical charges on Rintra. Gotta keep them like below 15, I'm pretty sure. I would just try to keep them below 10 so it doesn't gain his passive unstoppable. I just tried combining both the words. But yeah, Deathless Shield definitely works well. Just get a special 3 to get that debilitate, which is more damage. So it just helps stack up the damage. And also, if it sounds like I have like a lisp or something, I do got like some Invisalign going on, so I just want to let you guys know. I mean, got a lot of time to talk in this fight, but of course I want to show the full footage for anyone who might want to see it. I'll do a better editing job in the next video, but hey, it's just some extra content or some extra footage. But overall, I just came to the point. 9.2 was pretty fun. I think it was definitely more fun than 9.1. I would say, including the boss, and we will get to the boss, which is a majority of this video. Lotan, I don't know, it's like just Lotan. She's a pretty cool boss, definitely better than the last boss, the X23 boss. But as you can see, my traumas are stacking up. Just gotta watch out for his unstoppable and his mystical charges. I'm just gonna call them that. Knock him down, remove 5, and the traumas are pretty good and they last a long time. Fight or flight. Then I go in for whatever I'm trying to hit him with, and over time he just gets absolutely bursted down. And Deathless She-Hulk is just a good champion, so not much to really say about her. She just works in these fights, and you could go buff immune with Titania, which is probably safer. But then again, if you have this guy ranked, if you have Deathless She-Hulk ranked up, she is also a pretty easy option. And I'm just looking at the path. It was just a lot of there were these Scourge charges, and when you knock down the opponent with a special attack, it would do some burst damage. Or maybe it's a heavy attack, I don't exactly remember, but they do take some burst damage, I'm pretty sure, from these Scourge little charges in that path. But moving on from that quest, pretty simple quest, but I could have, there's actually an easier path than the one I took, but this is just what I did for completion. This path right here, Nick Fury, this is trying to bring my memory back. This is a mutant path. So every it's a Chitinous Thorn. So the defender gains armor ups, and when you hit them while they have armor ups, you get bleed on yourself. Some mutant champions with bleed immunity, or definitely the Onslaught, because he doesn't take any bleed damage, but he still gets the bleed, is good for willpower. And also there's a node, it's like side quest, where you gain Furies for purifying bleeds through your special attack. So your special attack will purify the bleeds, and it gives you Furies, passive Furies. So hopefully that made sense. There's pretty simple nodes if you skim over it, and Onslaught's gonna be your main guy, because who would have guessed? He's like the new Hercules. He has been for a while. He's definitely been the new Hercules for a while. And shout out to Khonshu's Ankh, pretty great website for looking at all the content I need to go over. There isn't 9.2 right now, but definitely a great site I've been using. It just, if you want to search it up, Khonshu's Ankh, it's a MCOC tool. Just wanted to point that out because it's been very helpful when making these videos. But next we got this boss, and I'm going for Shuri, and this is a basic Shuri fight. Use any not Mystic, use whoever you want, but I'm gonna go with the obvious. Get a big old chunky cosmic champion. We're gonna get Thanos some game time right here, so there's some playtime or whatever you want to call it. And there's just a protection. You remove the protection by knocking her down, and then she gets an auto block after that, but then it's gone. So just, that's all I really remember, just removing that protection, and then you go in. So very simple fight. Just, I honestly think the rewards could have been better for a 9.2. They're like kind of on par with 9.1, except for like the catalysts and rank up resources, which are nice. But I just think it could have been like the champion materials could have been better, because you basically get a Titan crystal and like 2 7-star crystals. I think it could have been like better, like more exciting, you know, like a Nexus or some sort. But that's alright. I still got some crystals to open, and it's gonna be worth it overall. Definitely some rank ups to do after I explore it fully, which I am working on, trust me. I'm like 50% through the whole chapter, or through the whole chapter, yeah, chapter right now. Just took a moment to record this. But yeah, so these boss fights kind of are chunky, most of them. The Shuri fight, just same thing. All I gotta do is use Thanos, and he works pretty well. You can use anyone you want, basically. Any cosmic champion. That's like the whole gist of it. I mean, Thanos, obviously I ranked him up a lot, and I had a really fun time with him. But it was a bit of a it took a while because her protection and stuff. So I just wanted to I just wanted to show all this footage, just even though it might be a lot, and I almost die right here. I do die right here. Even though it might be a lot, I just wanted to show as much footage as I could, because very useful. But yeah, going in right here with Adam Warlock, still gotta knock her down. I can go for this to phase and then knock her down, and yeah, it's just Adam Warlock. So honestly, just a very very generic fight. I feel like for the next videos I might just cut down this footage, or I might just, I think what I'll do actually is just go through the paths. Like I won't show any footage and just kind of go through the paths. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I'll have some time between this and the exploration video. If you want me to show footage like this video, or just kind of skim through the path so it's much quicker, but no footage. So I think I might just do that. But let me know, you guys. I just think that might be easier. But I've already recorded all this footage, so might as well show it, you know, even if it's late. Pretty late for me right now. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna get Shuri down to, I mean, there's some longer boss fights like this. Just got my little, I don't even know what the Adam Warlock things are called, the little buffs, but finally get her down. It just took a minute, and now we are moving on to the next quest. So we are on quest 3 now. This is the last fight, or this is the, I mean, obviously second to last fight. This is a mystic path. This is the one with Null on it, and the defender is going to gain combat power rate based on how many armor ups they have, and they gain armor ups every so often with that timer. Besides that, I have no idea. I think it's just normal. So I used Absorbing Man and other mystics, and for this fight, because I gain armor breaks, Absorbing Man is the guy. A lot of damage, so that's why I used him right here. And of course you can use whoever you want. I just think it's safest to use Absorbing Man. It's kind of like depending on the fight, but I just wanted to use Absorbing Man. Definitely easier in my opinion. But that will do it for the fight. Honestly, not too hard of a fight, just because it's Null. But yeah, we have the boss now. So moving on, there are obviously 3 options, and I just chose the storm fight. I didn't really wait for any guides. I just chose this storm fight right here, and I ended up using, so she needs to have at least 3 buffs on her to take damage. So you don't want to remove many buffs. So I did a little swap here, and I took I have Arnim Zola right there, but man, I actually don't even remember who I took. I think I might have taken Arnim Zola. I think I did swap in Arcade right here, just cause, I mean, he's been pretty fun for me. But I think I took Arnim Zola. Just make sure she has at least 3 buffs so you can do damage to her. But if she has 10, I think it's 10 or more buffs, she will go unblockable passively. So I mean, I would use just like your best tech champion that doesn't really remove like prowess off the opponent, you know, but just keep her prowess in check, because she doesn't gain prowess super quickly, but also she does gain her prowess at a decent rate. So went in with Arcade right here. She has 2 prowess, now she has 3, so she's gaining it, you know, here and there. She also loses the prowess, so in order to do damage right now, I got hit. That was terrible, and honestly I think I die with Arcade here, but he's still not bad, because Arcade's actually like a lot of fun and pretty useful, honestly. But she has now 14 prowess. I believe she's supposed to go unblockable with a certain amount of prowess. Maybe it wasn't at least 10. See, now it is unblockable. There we go. Okay, finally remember. It says in the nodes. I'm pretty sure it's while she has 15, I guess, because it activated when she had like 15. But either way, the nodes will say, she goes unblockable when she has a certain amount of buffs on her. And so I don't remember if that's exactly when she uses a special attack or if it's like in general she goes passively unblockable. I just know that she goes unblockable when she has a certain amount of buffs. So that's why if you use Arnim Zola, he just kind of doesn't really care. So right here we're gonna do the special lock, of course, and then I want to get her to throw this, but I need to create some space. So I'm gonna do that. And dexterity actually doesn't work because you have an indefinite passive fumble on you, which is a new kind of debuff. And fumble just disables your dexterity, basically. That sucks. So you can't dex. So I need to redo this basically all over again. And I'm gonna block her whole special attack, but I don't think I took too much block damage, but you just gotta block it because you can't dex it. So I'm gonna just block it, but then she went unblockable. So yeah, you gotta really make sure she has a certain amount of buffs, but not too many. But if you're like me, you can kind of tank those special attacks, and it didn't entirely matter. I just knew right here she didn't have too many, so I knew it wouldn't be unblockable, and it was not. And I just blocked that. Not too much block damage, but there was a bit. Either way, I'm just fed up with this fight. She's power locked, and we're going for the kill, which we get because it's Arnim Zola. Almost messed up right there, which is pretty funny because I'm so good at the game. Like 2% health right there. Now I kind of gotta push my luck. So we're gonna parry, we're gonna throw a combo, we're gonna throw a striker, and we're gonna hope for the best, and it's gonna work out. So very nice. Arnim Zola is such an MVP. He's so fun. Alright, moving on, we have quest 4, I believe, right? Yeah. This is a science path, so you're gonna want to use the leader or someone with petrify, or just kind of, I think it's a heal or power gain reversal. So I just looked at someone else stream, and I ended up using the leader. So he worked for the whole path. He's rank 1 awakened, and he places a lot of specters, just a ton, and some withers, which are nice. Then you're gonna want to use anything in your power to make the opponent regen so you can reverse it, and they will gain a lot of power when their back is against the wall. But yeah, if you don't have a way to reverse the power, don't get their back against the wall. But either way, you're gonna kind of need a heal or a power reversal champion. So Kindred's a pretty tough fight because it's Kindred. But as you can see, my specters are working. I'm trying to make him regen. There's a dash back regen node, so I'm gonna just try to throw the specters on and make him regen. And it's working for the most part. I'm getting a little bit low on his infection, or what's it called? His infestation, his outbreak is about to get me, and it does it pretty well. And I can't create enough distance, and it's paused during his special attack. So I'm dead. But that's fine because we're gonna go in with the one and only Luke Cage. He's also very good and underrated. Maybe he's not underrated, but he's also very good. He works for this path for like at least 1 or 2 fights. I don't know how, because he doesn't really reverse anything, I don't believe. I didn't really read his abilities too much, but I know Luke Cage will work for some fights, like a Sasquatch, which is on the path, so you can try him too. Just test it out. I'd go with the leader mainly. Primarily use the leader. So that does it for the path. And then we move on to, we're gonna look at these fights, and I'm gonna go with the middle path, or the middle fight, which will be Absorbing Man. And now I do bring in Human Torch, but I actually had the smart idea of skipping or cutting down this stupid clip, because I don't know why, but Human Torch was not really working for this fight. So I mean, there are better champions for me to use because I have like the 7 stars and stuff. So I just cut that down, and this is actually a really long fight for me. But Photon works really well. Just make sure he's in his rock form, because I think Photon does energy damage. And so yeah, keep him in his rock form, and then you do damage as Photon, and that's how it goes. He gains some unstoppable, some fight or flight, but who really cares because it's Photon, so that's alright. But Photon works for this fight, many other people work for this fight. It's just it's a long fight because it's absorbing him, and you don't want him to regen, so you need those debuffs. And I think it's called Inequity, the mastery that stops them from regenning once they have a certain amount of debuffs on them. But yeah, just science fight basically. And of course, who doesn't have Inequity at this point? I'm pretty sure it's called Inequity, or I forget the mastery, but that mastery. Next we have 9.2.5. So not tech, we have a very fun cosmic path. You knock the opponent down, and then after you knock him down, you have time to throw your light attacks, which will place armor breaks on the opponent. And so Scream works fantastic for this because it's Scream, extra armor breaks, and then just extra debuffs, extra damage. And in case the defender does go unstoppable, because they will go unblockable, they go unblockable when they have at least 1 armor up, and you gain steadfast buffs on yourself. But the defender should not be unblockable, because you should be using cosmic champions and putting armor breaks on them. So therefore, you should be not too worried about this path. It probably is the easy path for this quest. But now we are at the boss. I went for this Karnak boss. I didn't really look. But I mean, this fight isn't like too complicated, so I decided to go with it. This actually is kind of a fun fight. You just have to, it's kind of skill based, of course. Everything is. What am I saying? It's a bit late, but this fight, you're rooted. Okay, I can't exactly remember, but that I know Kung Fu too. So you have to dex a certain amount of basic attack hits from Karnak, and then he gets rooted. And then you throw a certain amount of hits into him, and then you get rooted again. And you do the same thing over and over. But the main thing is, he has a battery, so he's going to be storing damage until you knock him down with a special attack. And then all that stored up damage will burst onto Karnak. I think it might be an increased damage, I think. But then also if you use a special attack in like the same time frame, like within like 20 seconds of another special attack, you will get like some degen, which is why I lost a bit of health. But yeah, right there, he gets rooted, battery right there, and I'm probably just gonna kill him off with this. So the degen from using the special attack doesn't really matter, but I am getting degen, which sucks a little bit. But then Juggernaut is just the GOAT, man. He's not the GOAT, but he's pretty good. So I really enjoyed that fight, honestly. Definitely probably the easiest one, you know what I'm saying? Easiest boss in that quest. I haven't checked or gotten to that quest, but it probably is the easiest boss. Now we're on the final quest, and we got a science quest. So you need to apply these certain debuff for many, a certain debuff as a science champion. And then once you have that debuff on the opponent, you will throw a striker, and then it removes a protection. It removes all the protections on the opponent. So they'll be gaining protections over the fight, and you, like for example, have a power sting on the opponent, or like a petrify or something, and you throw a striker, and then all the protections will be removed. But the main thing actually is you apply like a power sting, or there's certain criteria that you have to use. But for example, you apply power sting on the opponent, then you can knock them down with a heavy attack or special attack, I believe. I don't exactly remember. But you knock them down with a heavy attack or special attack when they have, for example, a power sting. Then they get a passive petrify. And when they have that passive petrify, then you throw your striker to remove all the protection. So hopefully that made sense. That's the main thing for this fight. So I'm going to showcase it. So boom. We have some porker poppers, which count as power stings. Then we're gonna I actually kind of got confused here, and it was a longer fight, but all I gotta do, I think, is knock him down with a special attack. Yeah, I kind of forget because Spider-Man Supreme is a hard defender sometimes, like this for instance. But I'm gonna go right here, porker poppers, and that applies to petrify. So now I just need to throw a striker into him. He has a lot of protections, but I don't get the striker off in time because I'm dumb at the moment. So then the fight turns into a slob, and then it takes like a few more minutes, like a minute or two, for me to recognize this, and then I remove all the protections from him and end up killing him off. But yeah, that's my next video. I'm just gonna go into the quest and do a more simplified guide. But footage is always nice. So hopefully this helps. Just, of course, any questions in the comments below. Any questions you have, once again, in the comments below, I'll answer them to the best of my ability. This Invisalign really got me with my speech impediment right now. Only when I wear it. But yeah, we are finally at the boss. So here comes more yapping. The boss, there is a guide online. There are multiple guides online, but she's a pretty fun fight. So there's a essential piece of information you need to know. Now I went to KT1's stream, and he showed this little pop-up. I don't know who it came from, but shout out to KT1, shout out to whoever made this. And she has 5 phases, okay? Now this little spreadsheet thing is gonna help you guys know what to do in this fight. So you have a smite buff on you, and you have to be at a certain place for this to be active. And when you're in this place while the smite is active, you perform a certain action to remove these buffs on Lotan. So let's say if it's in the corner, you go in the corner, the smite is active, then you perform a certain action like a light attack, and it removes these buffs from Lotan. So I think she has like 20, and I don't remember what these buffs are called on Lotan. But you will activate the smite, and then activate the action while the smite is active, and it removes these buffs or whatever from Lotan. And then once she runs out of them, then you just do a ton of damage. So hopefully that helps. And of course we got footage to show it, man. So first phase, I got her in her little wounded phase, and honestly, anyone who really works here, I would say, I mean, mainly science champions, like police, you science champions. Hulk works really well. I think it might be the best counter, which we'll show in a minute. But right here, she's in the corner, my smite is active, and it was my second medium attack, which removed her buffs. So I kept launching it, and then she ran out, and now she is wounded. And next phase, she has really cool animations, by the way. She is like, this is top tier animations. This is like top boss fight in the game, just based on animations purely. But anyways, so for this phase, it was to get to a corner. Now it wasn't her corner, it was my corner. So I have to go back to my corner, which I didn't really recognize at this point. And another essential thing is that the little storm in the middle of the arena, whenever you're in it, there's going to be a degeneration timer, and basically you'll just degen if you're in it for too long. So you should just try to get out of it, but in one phase you do have to be in it, so it's fine. But I'm in my corner, and I gotta throw, it's like a light attack, I'm pretty sure it's one of the actions, like one of the 2 actions. So I just keep throwing, actually light attack, I said heavy attack, I think. But yeah, it's a light attack, so I just got into my corner, hit her with light attacks, and because I was in the corner, my smite was active, and because it was active and I threw a light attack, it's removing those green buffs on her. As you can see, two at a time for this specific action. Now she does have, she can gain one like every 5 seconds or 3 seconds, and they are paused. That is paused while you're like hitting her. But yeah, you're just gonna want to do these actions, and one of the actions was a striker. So I did the actions. Now she's rooted and wounded. And now I just do a ton of damage right here. And if you do too much damage to her, she stops her wounded phase. So I think it's like, if you do like, I don't know what the threshold is. It's in her abilities, but if you do too much damage to her in her wounded phase, she just stops it. But you can do a good amount of damage while she's wounded. So I do the same thing right here in the second phase. I wound her, get her into her wounded state, and then she is into her third phase. Now I'm actually gonna pull this up. That little spreadsheet I just showed. If I can find it, give me a second. But Hulk works really well right here. So I just do the certain actions. I don't exactly remember every single phase, but once you wound her with Hulk, he does so much damage because of the traumas. Hulk is so good for this fight. I barely used him because I actually think I died, but Hulk is really good. So for the third phase, I have it pulled up now. You have to stay between a wall and the mouse storm. So the mouse storm is that thing in the middle, but the phase is already over because Hulk is insane. So phase is already over. Went to her fourth phase, and you and or Lotan have to be, or you are in the maelstrom. So that degen might hurt you. It is paused like during special attacks and stuff, but you're just gonna be have to be in the storm to gain your smite. And you dex or heavy to remove her her desecration buffs, which is what it's called. So again, just look at the little note from like KT1 or whoever made it. Just look at that. That's really helped me throughout the whole fight. And now we're into her fifth phase. I forgot to say this. Another thing I can't stress enough: you have to learn how to dex her special one. And in this fifth phase, all you gotta do, you're in the storm either way, doesn't matter. It's pretty cool looking, but you guys have to be in the storm to activate your smite. And all you gotta do, all you gotta do is you dex your special one, and before the last hit right here, you dash in, and you go untouchable when you dash in, no matter what. So she's not gonna die right here, but we're gonna do that again. So her special one's kind of, for me personally, it's a little bit easier to dex. The timing looks weird, but just watch the hammer. That's my main thing. Just watch the hammer and know, like, all right, it's going to. You have to be patient with her special one. So right here, dex back. That's one hit. It's gonna miss. That hit's gonna hit me, and I just dash in right there. So again, that's not really gonna hit me, but this will pretty quickly. And this one, I dash in for my smite. And every time you do this, you will remove 2 desecration from Lotan. And so she's almost at 0, and she should be dead at this point. And there we go, and she's going to die because she's pretty low. And then, of course, the striker and special attacks will pause this little wounded phase or state. And she's dead. So, you know what I'm saying, guys? Pretty simple. Hopefully you guys caught all of that. Just make sure to definitely check that little picture I put in the video. Very helpful, very helpful. It was also a really fun fight. I'm looking forward to doing it 2 more times, but this is completion. This offer is okay, but way too many units. So hopefully that helped you guys. I'm open doing this little crystal opening now. It's not too much, just a 7-star and a Titan crystal. But yeah, right here, 7-star, just a whole lot of nothing. So I was just trying to look for a new rank up. I mean, I have some people I have in mind to rank up, but I don't really have anyone I'm like, oh yes, I need to rank up. So I'm just looking for some cool rank ups. But yeah, pop open these, and then we have actually an exalted crystal because I'm planning to get Lumatrix. I have to spend some money because you have to spend money to get the 7-star version of him, which kind of sucks. So I just bought the weekly Valiant offer as a part of this little chase for me, which has this exalted crystal. No 7-star unfortunately, but I will be getting Lumatrix like within the next week though. Just know that he's probably gonna be my main guy I want to rank up. And of course there's gonna be a Cyclops rework and Jean Grey rework Phoenix next month, so I'm gonna have to wait and see what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna get Lumatrix very soon here, just letting you guys know. With all that out the way, final Titan Crystal to open, and let's see, I end up pulling another more SIGs on Jack-O-Lantern. So I love Jack-O-Lantern, but not a whole lot for me right there. So hey, I'm going to do exploration, and hopefully that'll be better. But yeah, guys, I hope this guide helped you out a lot. It's pretty late right now for me. Just had to get this little recording out the way. And yeah, let me know any comments, questions. Any questions, put in the comments below. Hopefully this helped you guys out. It was pretty fun for me. And of course, I'll be seeing you guys all very soon.